Hey, welcome to our third part of the lead qualification and messaging tutorial. So, last time we created a workflow that triggers qualifying leads and creating emails for them through Telegram, right? And this is the third part where you actually get to email your leads with one Telegram message to your bot. So this is basically what the workflow looks like. I don't know what's wrong with my English, but anyway, this is what the workflow looks like or gonna look like at the end once we're done building it. And as a reminder, if you haven't seen our previous tutorials, this may not make that much sense. So please go back and check them out, and then check this one out. So what we're gonna need for this one is Telegram, Google Sheets. We already have our Google Sheet from last time. We have two filters, and I will tell you what them filters will be doing later. Yeah, I'm gonna show you something cool actually. And then we need our AI agent, the chat model for it, and then a node to send emails, and then eventually to get an answer ourselves on Telegram. Now, I'm not gonna be testing with any of these emails because they're fake. I'm gonna be testing with my own just to show you the result. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get to it. All right, we're gonna go and create obviously a new Canva because we can't build on the other one. So let's get Telegram on message. That's gonna be our trigger. Let's test this step. All right. No. Hola. All right. So there it is. We got our message. You guys are like, if you have seen any of the previous tutorials, you're pretty familiar with the usage of a Telegram trigger. Anyway, over here we're gonna go and put a Google Sheet. However, we will go back to the filters later. Yeah, I'm gonna show you something really cool. Mainly because I think it's cool and because I only realized it lately. Weird, but yeah. So get rows and sheet. Over here, as you know, we have both qualified leads and not qualified leads. So our qualified leads will have emails. FYI, I basically deleted all of the emails because I was testing with this one. So yeah, we're gonna have like our emails on the qualified leads, and we're not gonna have any emails written for the not qualified leads. So over here, obviously, we're gonna want, okay, let's choose our spreadsheet first. Yes, responses, and then then form response is 1. And then over here, let's select email and put the value. Sorry, no, we're not gonna do that over here. I'm sorry. We're gonna put it on the filter. Let's test this step. There it is. We have 50 items of everything. However, we do like only want to get the ones with emails so that the process is basically faster, better, cleaner, right? Yeah, all that. I feel like I'm getting so much better at this. Wow. I mean, recording videos. Filter. All right, so we're gonna go and get our our email field, and on the filter we're gonna put string is not empty, right? So, no, is not empty. There you go. All right, let's test this one out. We're gonna get 1. There it is. So we only got like one item that has the email over here, and obviously the rest don't. So from here, we're gonna go and get our AI agent. And on our AI agent, we're gonna go and define below. We're gonna ask it, since it's a really good assistant, you are a helpful assistant, and we're gonna stop it right there so that we can add our chat model. OpenAI, there it is. All right. And then over here, we're gonna go and add Gmail as a tool. So over here, obviously, we want the operation to be send. And 2 is we're gonna drag the email over here from that filter, leave it there. And then the subject, well, for this one, honestly, we didn't have, like, I didn't set up a subject on the email, but let's call it, let's automate. All right. And the email type, I'm gonna make it text. And then over here on the message, I'm gonna go drag email and drop it on message right here. And then let's leave here and let's rename this send email. And then we're gonna go on our AI agent, right? We're gonna say you are a helpful assistant. You have access to send email tool in order to email leads, right? And then we're gonna add system message being no, sorry, we're not gonna add a system message over here. We're gonna the following email, and let's give it this actually, I don't think we even have to do that. You know what, let's try it without and see if it errors. If it errors, we'll fix it, and you would have learned something new. All right, let's test this step. Wait, we just put the subject of the email. Okay, so I'm gonna go and drag this and drop it there. So the email has been successfully sent to Catherine. If you need anything else, feel free to ask. All right, so as we can see here, this part worked. However, we don't know if it worked for sure, because like we don't know who Catherine is, and we definitely know that that's not an actual person's email. I had OpenAI generate it for me. So we're gonna go over here. We're gonna add Telegram again. And we're gonna ask it to send a text message, right? So we're gonna get the chat ID from here. I feel like anyone who watched these tutorials of ours knows the drill at this point. So yeah, we use Telegram a lot. All right, so the text we're gonna use for this is leads, emails, sent. All right, we're gonna close this, and then we're gonna save it. All right, so over here, since we already know that the entire workflow worked and we're good, we're gonna go over here and add a filter. So that filter is basically gonna have, let's copy paste this just for the sake of the test, and because I might be using that like as a word to basically have the AI, to have the workflow basically tell the difference between like whether to go and search for all of that or like just completely ignore it if I'm trying to trigger another workflow. So over here, we need the value, which is text is equal to, or we could put like equal to, or like contains, or start with. However, you just have to like basically keep up with whatever you put in there. So here we're gonna put send emails, and then we're gonna go back. Let's delete all of this. Okay, so over here, I'm gonna go and copy one of these qualified people's. Actually, I don't even have to copy it. I'm just gonna go ahead and change the email here. I'm gonna change it to. All right, I took a tiny break. So, more dot. Oh, dot com. All right. So over here, since this is the only qualified lead with the email in there, we're gonna go ahead and ask our bot. All right, let's click test workflow. We're gonna ask our bot to send emails, and let's see what it's gonna do. So as you can see here, it was sent. All right, let's go check out the email though. No, not spam. What you doing? All right. Oh, yeah, me sent it to me. Okay, so the email was sent. And our filter here prevents this workflow from basically running if we, say something else, like for example, potato. There it is. It stops at the filter. So that's the super cool thing I wanted to show you guys, because this means that you can actually use the same bot to trigger multiple workflows. You don't need to keep creating bots. You can actually just link a bunch of your workflows to one bot, but have, let's call it a wake word, for example. So like if you type in that word, it's meant for that workflow. If you don't type it in, it is not gonna go through with whatever it's doing. So that's pretty much it for this one. Actually, this one was very short and very simple and easy. I hope you learned something from it, and thank you as well for encouraging us. Yeah, bye.